Alright everyone, now we are in these industrial offices. One of the things that most of budding developer is having trouble with is when it comes to marketing. And most of the agent can ask you to build a display home. Now, it's bloody expensive to build a display home. If you screwed it up, it probably did the opposite effect, you know what I mean? But if you really build a legit display home, it probably can cost you anywhere between $150,000 to $250,000 per display. And the worst comes to worst, you need to also demolish it. So really, it's a waste of resource and a financial budget. So what we did is, when it comes to run projects, it's kind of important to systemize the project pipeline. In other words, that in our organization, we look at projects in tiers. So if we look at it, lower to medium, or medium spec, or medium to high, or ultra luxury. So if we're doing transactions focus on lower to medium or even medium spec, what we do is pick in terms of different area, right? We're currently in Southeast. In different area of a city, let's say Melbourne, in Southeast, it could be East, it could be in the North, it could be the outer North, whenever. You can pick in one of those industrial offices whereby the rent is extremely competitive compared to a retail shop front. And what you can do is you can fit out those offices. So currently we got these little industrial offices for about $2,000 a month. What we do is we actually fit it out to fit one of the tiers of the internal spec. And what it does is we just put one of the internal salespeople there. Sorry for the noises. We'll put one of the internal salespeople there, and we basically put the basic kitchen, some floorboard samples, some bathrooms and tiles. And what it does is it creates this consistency when you running multiple projects. Think about this. That whole office, just the fit out cost probably cost me about $20,000, and plus $2,000 of monthly costs. And I can use that spec running for 4 different projects. We currently got 60 lots, 60 townhouses on our go, all with the same spec. And that's really cost effective, and you can reuse over again. You can meet the builder here, you can put your salespeople here, and if you're smart, if you work with this partnership in terms of building a long-term relationship with a builder, that also gives you the consistency when it comes to construction costs. Anyway, check it out. So this morning we're gonna meet with our salespeople to talk about the sales strategy for one project. You can see it's not ultra luxury entrance whatsoever, but that's the trick when it sells the real estate, okay?
You don't have to know that.
How are you, buddy?
All right.
Let's see it. We'll put you on the camera.
Hey, check it out.
I'm just doing a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of like content, live content whatsoever. Just want to record some part of my life.
Yeah.
In terms of doing deals or meetings whatsoever. Yeah.
Do you want to make that here or upstairs?
I'll give it down here.
Okay.
That's fine.
Grab my computer.
Yeah, grab the computer. Alright. As you can see, this is what I'm talking about. My man Zandy is just showing around. Here is a kitchen. Normally, look, it's not the most flashy kitchen, but stone bench top, undermount sinks, cooktops, everything looks nice and clean. A lot of times you don't really need to spend this $150, $250 every project to build a display. What you can do is you hire a little factory like that and fit it very basically and have core elements to show people, and that's what you do, right? And anyway, so that's about how one of the things we actually use is to market projects, is to build this mini factory type of display. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna head into a meeting, and after the meeting, I will share with you something that is also quite important, and I will talk to you soon. Alright guys, just finished a meeting with our sales team. Just prepare a launching program for an upcoming project, about 36 keys. So it's a medium-sized project, and as I said before, we don't really rely on a real estate agent that much. So it's important to really think about what are the different ways to take out those units or townhouses or lots, right? So one of the things which normally you can do is, instead of, let's say you might running a project of 10 townhouses or 20 or 30, it doesn't really matter. A lot of people think if there's a one way I can knock it out, all 30 sales at once, that will be really, really good. The issue with that is it will be also really, really hard. One way of thinking about it is to think about what are the multiple distribution channel that you'll probably be able to put together to knocking down 2 to 3 per distribution channel. In other words, the difficulty in terms of the sales significantly goes down if you're looking at finding multiple ways of penetrate the market to sell the project. So that's what we did. Any single point in time, we have about 6 to 7 different ways of pre-selling strategy. You know, one of the ways could be utilizing a group of channel marketers. You know, it could be someone who are really active in terms of local real estate agent space, who are dealing with potential investors day in and day out. And so agents sometimes doesn't really have too much of projects on the go. So let's say a local agents are trying to sell a project on behalf of the other developer. Let's say the other developer might have 20 townhouses in the area, right? And in order for them to sell these 20 townhouses, how many inquiries do you think you'll be getting? You know, is that 20 inquiries to sell 20 townhouses, or it could be 200, 300 inquiries to sell those 20 townhouses? The answer is probably there will be significantly more inquiry than the property they just sold. In other words, in any given point, in any project they're running, they will have more inquiries that hasn't really buying to their project for whenever the reason. It could be the price, it could be the design, it could be the location, it could be the quantity, whatever it is. All right. And what you can do is going to this real estate agent and say, hey, dude, what I want to do is I don't want to really jeopardize in terms of whatever you do. I don't want to create a conflict of interest in terms of your business operation. But if you do have those leads that either inquired in one of the past projects or the current projects, but you don't quite really be able to nurture them to fit whenever the project you're selling, how about let's do a little bit partnership whereby you can refer the leads to us, assuming our products suit them better, and I can give you a referral fee. And a referral fee anywhere ranging between 1% to 2% of the sales price. Now, a local agent might do all of the sales and charging the other developer 2 to 3% per sale. What you just did is, all you have to do is get all these unused leads, funneling them to us, and if we can do our magic, we're happy to pay you 2%, 1 to 2% referral fee. No extra work for them, and it's actually a workout for both part, right? That's only one distribution channel. There's other multiple ways to walk off or design your exit strategy by bolting on multiple distribution channel. And if you're really looking at how to sell down a medium-sized project, let's call it 30 townhouses, what I do is I have 10 distribution channel. Each of the distribution channel, if I focus in efforts for them to tackle 2 to 3 sales, then all of a sudden, if I push all of the distribution channel out simultaneously, then a project will be able to sold out in record times. So it doesn't really take 4 to 6 months to sell a 30 townhouse, a 30 unit, 30 lots. It probably takes about 4 to 5 weeks. This is how we do it, right? Now, speaking of distribution channel, should you want to learn more out of how we structure our sales campaign, how we market our projects in a slightly different manner than the most traditional developer do, I actually have these Facebook groups, which is private, and whereby I'm gonna share with you more of this nitty gritty of how I penetrate the market, how I run my projects, in particularly how I design my exit strategy in terms of marketing and also sales. Okay, so I will share more live content in that group, and also I will be doing one Facebook live call every 2 weeks to answer any of your questions. So if that sounds interesting to you, and if you want to receive more of this live content from me, make sure just click the links in this post, or just heading to the website preyerfb.com, preyerfb.com. All right, for some of you, if you can type the link in the comments, that will be really, really helpful. Okay, now if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments as well. Otherwise, I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.